most used typeface is not the best one for using in elementary schools. Out of all skills a human being can acquire, reading is one of the most complex and cognitive. Reading happens unconsciously and automatically, and only the content of the text is consciously enjoyed. Although some typefaces are more legible compared to others, in the process of reading, letters aren't seen. The only ones that see letters are typographers and type designers. They are responsible for what everyone reads and therefore the perfect or the right judges to assess the type. By the whole art and design disciplines, letters and typography are unique in that way that when they are used and enjoyed, they remain unseen. And this is defined as the invisible typography. Letters and typography are a social tool to gain knowledge, to be able to develop oneself, to enrich oneself, and to teach and to relax. Accordingly, the alphabet forms the foundation of our social network. Our letters may be the most profound discovery of our civilization. Simultaneously, they are also the biggest tragedy for those who cannot read in a literate society. Someone who can read fluently has better future prospects. Like an optician can help people by making glasses, a type designer can help people by making well-designed fonts. When reading happens slow and laborious, this can have an effect on the cognitive development and the motivation to read. And that's why it is important that poor readers are supported during the reading. Within the overarching theme for this TEDx event, Challenge Accepted, for me, my biggest challenge is to become, from my formation as a graphic designer, a design researcher. As a design researcher, you have a unique experience because you have immediate and interaction with your target audience. In my various legibility projects, science always forms a great source of inspiration. On the one hand, because the research material demands for a well-founded scientific support, and on the other hand, because exactly this support induces valid practical implications in the type design originating during and after the research. In my effort to create a symbiosis of the two, I founded my own research group, READSEARCH, where we focus on reading research. Type design and/or typography is looked at from a multidisciplinary and scientific perspective, but always with a practical attitude. The artistic practice forms next to, based on, and in dialogue with experimental but theoretically funded research a substantial share. Various themes concerning legibility and typography are treated, and all of these themes derive in one or another way from my doctoral research. Before I founded the research group, I studied legibility and conducted legibility research in the interest of visually impaired children. From this, I determined the need for a meaningful sense of legibility and in the context of visual impairment. And it has verified which design parameters within a typeface can influence the reading process of those children. I tested 110 visually impaired children, and next to that, I also tested 54 normally sighted children. With visually impaired children, the reading process is disturbed due to a less qualitative and quantitative visual input, and they have problems by decoding the words, deciphering visual patterns, and recognizing the letters. The PhD study on visual impaired children starting to read suggests a kind of heterogeneity regarding primary the rhythm of the font and secondary the letter shape. When designing type, there are two contradictory ways to achieve legibility. On the one hand, there needs to be an emphasis on homogeneity, which is a kind of regularity, and on the other hand, there must be an emphasis on heterogeneity, which is a kind of distinctiveness. Heterogeneity with regard to the letter shape can be illustrated by making related letters less similar. Heterogeneity with regard to the rhythm of the font can be illustrated by the successive letter strokes in the typeface. The latter way is an innovative way in studying type design and studying legibility, but it's also an innovative way in how to design type. The results of the research are used in the font Matilda, a typeface for the target audience. Matilda is a serif typeface, and it has leaf-shaped terminals to improve the letter recognition. In addition, I also discovered that the most used typeface in elementary school isn't the most legible for beginning readers, and this also counts for normally sighted readers. Children with a normal vision, they make less mistakes when a serif typeface is used. So it seems that serifs enable the letters to be more themselves, and the subjective legibility research indicated also that the children don't describe serif or sans serif in terms of the feet that are present at the top or the bottom of the letters. They describe the letters in terms of their function and their conventional ways of using them. So, for example, sans serif typefaces are used by teachers, they are used in the classroom, and they are used in the notebooks that the teachers are using with the children. Serif letters, children say, are the ones you see in newspapers and are the ones you see in thick books. Children state that serif typefaces are used for reading material when you want to know more about a specific topic, for example, if you want to know more about dinosaurs. The results gave also rise to a whole new research topic, namely rhythmical patterns in typefaces. Studies show that text material has aversive properties, which is equivalent to unpleasant dominating stripe patterns, both in text as in words. And therefore, reading as a visual task can therefore be particularly associated with visual discomfort. The type size plays a huge role in legibility. Research has shown that the way how we look at type, it depends on the size of the type. When we are looking at big sizes, we are aware of the outline and we start to see most of the details within the letters. But when we look at small sizes, like reading sizes, then we are mainly aware of the main strokes, which are the vertical dominant strokes we see in the letters. The rhythm of the typeface can therefore be a cause for a laborious reading process, and it can induce problems like headache or eye strain. And it can also provoke illusions in the guise of color or movement. Certain groups of people, they are more sensitive to generating these irritations during reading, including beginning readers, but also people who suffer from migraine, visual stress, or epilepsy. The study of stripe patterns within typefaces can provide information about the degree of rhythm heterogeneity that is needed to achieve the most optimal legibility, or it can also give more information about what kind or how we can measure rhythm heterogeneity in terms of reading comfort. The research concerning the rhythm provides also more information about the connection between reading difficulties and the visual system inherent to a typeface. New insights regarding developmental dyslexia also points towards the use of a kind of rhythm heterogeneity in the text material. The visual magnocellular dorsal pathway is a heavily suspected factor in contributing to developmental dyslexia. And this specific area in the brain plays a key role in motion perception, and it can be linked with impairments in dynamic processing, sensory processing, like stressful visual stimuli, like text. Recently, we have conducted exploratory research wherein we tested different kinds of rhythm heterogeneity with 245 13 to 15 years old, where approximately 50 of them are dyslexic. The results of the study are not yet known. Through the concept of homogeneity and heterogeneity, visual prosody is also studied. In collaboration with Microsoft, at this moment, we are conducting pioneering research in visual prosody. Prosody is a collective noun for a range of speech features which is peculiar to spoken language. These features, like intonation or stress, are of a crucial importance to understand exactly what the speaker or the narrator is trying to tell us. Research has also shown that phonological consciousness contributes both to oral and silent reading. Furthermore, there is proof that silent reading implies the creation of an implicit prosodic representation, which in turn can lead to a better sentence comprehension. And in this way, not only the text can achieve an extra layer of meaning, but it can also be a key factor in helping how to read more expressively. Within education, expressive reading is an undervalued part within the overall literacy. When a child starts to read, or in the beginning reading process, most of the attention with the children goes to the reading speed. For the research, in collaboration with Microsoft, we conducted tests with 128 to 10 years old. And again, the results are not yet known, but they are very promising. As a design researcher, one tries to combine the objectivity of scientific research with the sensibilities of designing, like creativity, intuition, and visual judging qualities. Or, in other words, combining artistic reflective methods and scientific analytical ones. We are trying to make an important contribution to legibility research and the international type design. In this kind of research, the added value is in the combination of the fine arts and the sciences through typography. In the past times, these worlds function separate from each other. This can also be extremely valuable for the society because it can guarantee practical applications in the form of better reading material. It gives the practice of type design a better scientific foundation, and it can provide data where designers can use it to accommodate more to the wishes of the reader. And those readers can be normal readers, poor readers, but also impaired readers. Thank you.